Okay, you're good.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Toni Thomas. I'm a member of the Waller County Master Gardeners. I'm also a school teacher and author, and as you can tell, pineapple grower. I've been growing pineapples now for about 5 years. It kind of started, a friend gave me some of her plants that she had started. She got tired of bringing them in and out of her house, and I have a greenhouse, so she gave them to me to start. I knew nothing about what I was doing when I got them, so I started doing a little research on them. And I found out that pineapples are actually part of the bromeliad family. They're a little different than your standard bromeliad. They can live both in soil. They do have a very shallow root system, but they can also, like bromeliads, get their nutrients from the air. They're a lot of fun to play with. Like I said, I started working with them and just kind of playing with different things, different ways to grow them. I keep mine in pots because they are moved inside in the wintertime because they cannot take the cold here. So anything below 50 degrees, it starts getting cool, everything goes in the greenhouse. What I learned this year was I had trouble remembering what year I had planted what pineapples, how old they were. So I started putting colored stakes in them. So you'll notice several that have a colored stake in them, and that tells me what year, how old that plant is. So it can kind of give me an idea of when it may or may not produce a pineapple for me. Some of the ones in the back are actually older and haven't produced yet, but not giving up on them. I now have 5 pineapples this year. One was kind of a surprise. So we had this discussion in our junior master gardener group that the difference between a fruit and a vegetable. So, and the definition of a vegetable was it didn't have seeds. Okay, well, pineapples don't have seeds. Okay, so how do you propagate a pineapple? There's one of 2 ways. The first way is after these guys produce, they will put on these little guys here called pups. See them there? These, if you remove about this size, maybe a little bit, let them get a little bit bigger. If I remove this pup, the plant will think it didn't do what it was supposed to do, and it'll actually produce more. I have gotten as many as 5 pups, I think, off of one plant by removing the pups off of them. They grow, it takes let's see, should I break the bad news about how long it takes to get your pineapple? From this little pup to getting a grown pineapple takes approximately 3 years. That's where I lose a lot of people because they go, oh my goodness, I gotta wait 3 years for a pineapple? I can just go to the store and buy one. But the difference is the taste. What you buy in the store does not compare to the taste of a fully ripe pineapple. So another way you can start pineapples is from the top. So this is one. I purchased a pineapple the other day. I cut the top off. See, this is the top of it. I let it sit and dry for a couple of days, kind of so this is seared over so it doesn't rot. I usually prefer to do 2 to 3 days to dry. This one's only been 1, but it should work okay. He's a little leany, but you can push him up straight. You can, if you would like, clean off some of this lower. I never have. I've had great luck with doing it this way. I set it just on top of the pot of soil. I don't bury it in. Just kind of work him in so that he's setting. He'll eventually straighten up as he grows. And you want to keep your soil damp, but not, ringing with water. So a little damp soil. I have had them take up to about a month to root. I actually rooted one in my classroom for my kids this year. They thought it was a blast. So, I guess if anybody has any questions, please feel free to add comments to it. If anybody's even on.
I haven't seen anything yet.
That's okay. So, what else can I tell them about them? So after you've got your pup growing, brought it indoors in the wintertime, you can grow these inside. If you can see, most of the plants, they say 4 feet. Most of mine average about 2 to 3. So, you can look at the size of them and see. The only problem with indoors is these spines are rather sharp. I call them little saw blades. So you want to put it somewhere where you're not walking by it constantly, or your legs or arms are going to be scraped up, like mine look in the fall and the winter when I move them in or move them out. They're very easy to take care of. I fertilize them about 3 times a year. Just a good fertilizer, any of your good quality fertilizers. Wintertime, I water maybe once a week. Summertime, now with this heat, I'm watering maybe 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times, depending on the weather. Other than that, not a lot of maintenance on them. You know, you go in and trim up the dead leaves out of them. Oh, and another thing I didn't mention is, so this is the plant that produced last year. This is the stalk where the pineapple was. This plant's gonna die. But that's the deal with the pups. But as long as I remove the pups, it'll just keep producing. It will eventually get to a point where it will just say, I'm done, and you won't get any more pups. But if I can get 4 or 5 pups off of them, then that's 4 or 5 more pineapple plants. So after you've had your pineapple for about 3 years, this is your reward. This baby is probably about 3.5 months. This one will be ripe in sometime in August, maybe early September. They start out there, and I may have to go back and post pictures of them as babies. When they're smaller, they change color, they bloom. They actually bloom. Each one of these rings is a separate, and they'll bloom one ring, then the next ring blooms, and then the next ring. So I'll have to post some pictures of them actually blooming, because it's so fun to watch them grow. They start out down inside the plant. You just kind of look down in and you see a little, and then, you know, this is about 4 months. They take about 5 to 6 months to ripen. They go through color changes. They're purples, reds. I mean, they're just gorgeous. They're fun to watch grow. And fully ripe is just this beautiful kind of a golden yellow color. The smell is, if I had smell-o-vision, I would have everybody drooling on their camera or their phones. It's just, we take them out, and I take them in the house, and everybody's just drooling. The smell is so, so sweet. We've been experimenting each year with different things. We've made cakes and pies and all kinds of different things with them. We've just eaten them straight because they taste so good. So from that little tiny pup to this, about 3 years. But believe me, it is worth the wait. They taste so good, and like I said, it's just the fun of watching them grow. And so what I'll do after this baby, we will enjoy this part. I'll top this one, and this will be 3 years from now's plant. So in 3 years, hopefully this one will be doing this. And whatever pups I get off of this.
Sale.
Huh?
About the sale. Having some in the sale.
Oh, so I've been talking to we have our fruit and nut tree sale coming up in October. And so I've been in talks with them about possibly having some of my pineapples for sale at the fruit and nut tree sale. You know, along with it, I'll have a limited number because I don't have that many. I think I started with 5 plants, and go in the background, sorry. I started with 5 plants, and now I'm up to 40 plants, 5 of which have fruit this year. So by the end of this year, I'll have 5 tops and I don't know how many pups. These are actually last year's pups, but they'll go toward this year's crop. So if any questions about wanting to grow pineapples, contact me through the Master Gardeners. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, they do require a little bit of room and a place to bring them in the wintertime. If they freeze, they can't handle it. You realize they are tropical. They're one of the tropicals. But easy to care for. Water them a couple of times a week. Here's your reward. And I hope you enjoyed. Any questions or?
The tree sale starts August the 15th.
Okay.
And it goes through to the end of September.
Okay. The tree sale's August 15th and goes through the end of September. So we'll get in with them. Help get you a pineapple. Enjoy fresh pineapple in a few years. And I guess if anybody has any questions that didn't get to view this morning, please feel free to comment and I'll answer them best I can.
Finished.
Finished.